Good morning, students. Hello, welcome back. So last time we have seen how standard units of measurements they developed and how it has removed the confusion in the measurements. Okay, and now we have got standard devices for measuring the lengths. So we use various types of devices, that is instruments, for measuring the length. For example, this is I have got 30 centimeter scale, okay, or this is I have got 15 centimeter scale geometry box, okay. Then this is the meter tape. So various devices we use, okay. On that day I have shown you meter scale, okay. A proper device has to be utilized for measuring the length. For example, if I am measuring the length of my notebook, I will use a 30 centimeter scale or 15 centimeter scale. A tailor, what he will use? He will use a meter tape, that which I have shown now, this meter tape, okay. He uses a meter tape. If you go to the cloth merchant, he uses meter rod, okay. You might have visited Surana Sari Center or Jain Sari Center, and you might have seen there the people, they measure the length with the help of a long rod and then they cut it, okay. So that is nothing but the meter rod. What I want to tell you here, a specific device has to be used. For example, if I want to measure the girth of the tree, can I use a scale? I cannot. If I want to measure the chest, size of my chest, can I use this scale? I cannot. Okay, so instead of that, I can use a meter tape to measure the size of my chest, okay, or the girth of the tree. A meter tape has to be used. That means what I want to tell you, a specific device has to be utilized to measure the length of a small pencil, just like this. Can I use a meter tape? Is it useful? No. So what I can use? I can use this small geometry box scale, okay. So that will be easy, okay. So that's what I mean to say. Secondly, while taking readings, you have to follow certain rules, or you have to be careful and you have to follow certain things while taking readings. Just say it. First thing, while taking the reading, while taking the length, while measuring the length, place the measuring device along the length of the object. See how. Now suppose if I want to measure the length of this edge of the table. Now I have made here two markings because this table is very big. Okay. And so how I will place this device, measuring device, I will place it along the length of this, okay, in this way. And then I will measure the length of this device, table, okay. Secondly, this is first thing I have to do. Second, in some cases what happens, that these ends of the scale or any measuring device, they are broken, and so we cannot see the exact zero. So in that case, place the measuring device to the next full mark. So for example, suppose if I place here at 1, so from there I will take the reading, okay. Now suppose if the reading is now here it is 28, 29, 30, and from here 31, okay. But I have not taken it from 0, I have started from 1, okay, because I was not having the 0, this end was broken. So subtract this marking from the last reading. So 31 minus 1, so that is 30 centimeter. So that what I have to take care. Secondly, my eyes should be in front of the point where I have to take the measurements, okay. I should not be sidewise or in this way. I should be exactly, for example, suppose this is the point where I have to take the measurement. So my eyes have to be exactly in front of that. I cannot be like this, otherwise the reading will change. I cannot be like this, otherwise the reading will change. So there may be the difference in the reading. So while taking readings, the point where you have to take the measurement should be exactly in front of your eyes, okay, so that you don't make any mistake or you don't make any errors, rather to be exact. Okay, now there is one activity. You can do it at your home. Okay, all your members, use all your members, tell all your family members to take part in it. Okay, so you have to measure the height. So how to measure? So ask your brother or sister to stand like this along the wall and using the scale. See, I am showing you how to measure that. So using the scale, place it over it like this and then you will get it here. Okay, so make the marking. So once you make the marking here, okay, this is on the wall you are supposed to do. Then with the help of hand span, measure this distance till the bottom of the wall. Okay, because you are standing along the wall. Okay, so measure how many hand span you require. At the same time, you measure this height with the help of scale also. Okay, then make a column, a table like this. So name of the person whose height you have taken, then height with hand span, height using hand span, and height using scale. Okay, write down that. Now, so your first hand span, and then your next, your brother's hand span, then your sister's hand span, your mother's hand span, and see what you find. And meter scale, it is going to be the standard meter scale, right? So, but then too, what you will find there will be lot of variability in the second column. That is the measurement or the height you have taken with the hand span. Why? Because hand span length varies from person to person. But what about the third column? It will be, in some cases it will be exactly equal, but in some cases it may not be nearly, it may be nearly equal, but not exactly equal. Now why this happens? You have used the standard unit, you have used the standard device, that is the scale. But then too, you may get difference here, a small slight difference. Why this happens? Because this happens because errors are committed by the person who takes the reading. He is not exact there. And because of that, you get differences here. So that are called as errors because they are made by the humans. Okay, we make it. So the importance of the errors and knowing them, you are going to study them in higher standards. Okay, now next is measuring the length of a curved line. So how to measure, suppose if there is a curved line, how to measure it? For example, suppose this is point A and this is point B and I want to measure it. So how I can do that? You can do this activity at your home. So I have got here thread. Okay, so what you do? Tie one knot at one of the end of the thread if you want. Just like this. Okay, this is a marking so that I can hold it properly. Okay, so I am tying a knot. Okay, and then what you do, place that knot here and hold the other end of the thread in your thumb and finger and tout it. Okay, see it, and tout along the length of the line, then go it like this. Okay, then go along the length. Okay, see it. Extend the thread. Okay, like this. See how I go. So you can do this at home. Now here, this is the length which I have used for measurement. So this is the length of that curved line. So let us use the scale to measure it exactly. Okay. So hold the thread along the length of the scale. Okay. So we will come to know what is the length. So first we have tied the knot, right? So it is exactly 30 centimeters. So length AB is 30 centimeters. So in this way we can measure the curved line. Okay. So we can measure the length of the curved line. Okay. So try to do this at your home. Okay. Now next part. So this is measuring the distances. Now let us study moving things around us. So there are various things around you. Okay. Try to see them. See whether they are moving or they are stationary or not moving. So accordingly make a table. Objects at rest, and objects in motion. Okay. So first thing, your house. Is it moving? No, it is not moving. So object at rest. Object at rest. My house. Then a bird. Is it moving? Yes, it is. So bird is moving. So bird is in motion. Then table. Is it moving? No, it is at rest. Then a fly. House fly. Is it moving? Yes, it is, of course. It is in motion. Okay. Then sewing machine. Is it moving? No, it is not moving. It is at rest. A watch. Is it moving? No, it is not moving. But hands of the clock. Oh yes, they are moving. So hands of clock are in motion. So you can make a list, long list. Try to find it out that. Okay. What I mean to say, how you decided that the objects are at rest or the objects are in motion? How we decided? From the position of that object with time. For example, at this particular moment, my hand is here. After 1 minute, it is here. So has the position changed? Yes. With respect to time. And so, change in the position of an object with respect to time is called as motion. Do you get it? So, there is one activity. Now, I cannot show that activity here. What you do? You can do that at home. I can show with myself. Okay? And then you can do that. At home, what you do? Take a paper. Take sugar and put it on your paper and keep it. You will see that ants will come to that sugar. Look at one of the ant, its position, and then see how it moves. So you might feel, you might see that suppose the ant is here. Identify one of the ant, mark it. Okay, mark its position. Then it starts moving here on the paper. Okay, it comes here. It sees that crystal, sugar crystal. So that is first position. Then it goes here. So second position. And then it goes here. Third position. And then it goes here. Fourth position. Show the directions of moving the ant. And this is the final position. Then what you do? Fill that paper from the ants and the sugar. And then draw these markings like this. So, has the ant moved? Yes. How you came to know? With time, you will get that different positions. So, this is at 0 seconds, after 5 seconds, after 10 seconds, after 15 seconds, after 20 seconds. So, with time, ant has changed its position. And so from that we can say, what we can say? Oh yes, ant is in motion. Now, for example, now I am here, 0 seconds. After 1 second, my position is here. And after 2 seconds, I am here. Has my position changed with respect to time? Yes, it has. So, I am in motion. I was in motion at that time. Do you get it? So that is what is motion. So how we can define motion? Motion is nothing but if the objects have changed their position with respect to time, then we say that the objects are in motion. Okay. Now types of motion. There are different types of motion. Okay. For example, first is rectilinear motion. You might have seen the march past 26 January. We go in a straight line, right? Then you might have seen vehicles on a straight road. They always go in a straight line. You might have seen railways. Most of the time they are in a straight line on the railway track. Okay? Or you might have seen the sprinters running on the 100-meter track. They run in a straight line. What is that? That is rectilinear motion. If the object moves in a straight line, then that motion is called as rectilinear motion. Okay? Then next is circular motion. What is circular motion? So I have got this I-card. You do that now. There is activity. Actually you have to tie a stone to a thread and then move. Instead of that I have taken I-card. You do that. Okay? So what I am doing, this is called circular motion. Okay? So is the distance between the I-card and my hand changing? No, not at all. Okay? So if the distance between this is the fixed position, this is the fixed position, that is called as the center, and this I-card is moving in a circle with a fixed distance, but it is moving, okay, and this is nothing but the circular motion. If the object moves along a fixed point in a circle with a fixed distance from the center, that motion is called as the circular motion. Another example, yes, of course, blades of the fan. If you make a point on the blades of the fan and if it rotates, the distance between the point and that center will never change. So that is a circular motion. Our hands of the clock, they move in a circular motion. Okay. Then third is rotational motion. Now see here. What happens? The ball rolls. So it rotates around itself now. It rotates around itself. So that is rotational movement. Okay. So Earth, when it revolves around the sun, it is circular motion. But when it rotates around itself, it is rotational motion. Do you get it? It is called as rotational. Now I am moving around myself. Okay. So that is rotational motion. But if I am moving around the table, it will be my circular motion. Okay. That third. After that, next is periodic motion. For example, again see this icon. I am holding this icon and I am doing it like this. So this icon, it keeps on moving in a specific manner. It repeats that motion after a definite interval of time. So if the object repeats its motion after a definite interval of time, that is called as periodic motion. What it is called? Yes, it is called as periodic motion. For example, what you can say, the motion of pendulum of a clock. Do you know pendulum of a clock? Yes. Then the branch of a tree moving to and fro like this. So that is also a periodic motion. Or suppose if I have got the scale, where I kept the scale, okay. If I have got the scale and you do it on the bench and you get a nice sound, okay, see here. So this is periodic motion. Or the strings of guitar, how they move, they vibrate like this, we say vibrate. So that is again periodic example of periodic motion. The drums, tabla, the surfaces of the tabla we play, so that also vibrate. So that is again a periodic motion. Okay, example of periodic motion. But in some cases, see dear children, what happens? Some objects, they show mixed motions. For example, a ball rolling on a surface. So it shows, you might have seen playing cricket, it goes along the ground, but it is rolling also. So it is showing rotational motion as well as the rectilinear motion. So you can get two motions at a time. or a sewing machine. Now it is not, if we have said it is at rest, but the parts of the sewing machine, they keep on moving. You want to see? Let's see it. Now you can see this is the wheel which rotates. Okay, so it is in circular motion. Okay, and you can see the needle going up and down. So this is periodic motion because it repeats the motion after definite interval of time. This also, or this is the needle which repeats the motion after a definite interval of time. You can see here. Okay, so that is an example of periodic motion. So you can find various examples of objects performing mixed motions, types of motions. Okay, so I have shown now sewing machine. Actually it is at rest, but when I consider parts of the sewing machine, they are moving. The wheel is showing circular motion. The needle is showing the periodic motion. Okay, now dear students, in this particular topic we have studied measurements, how they are taken. Then we have seen the standard measurements, units of measurements and devices. We have seen a lot of care is required while taking the measurements. At the same time, we have seen that the objects are in motion, but how much they have moved, how we came to know, or whether they are in motion, how we came to know by measuring the distances. And from that we also can define, or we also can find whether they are moving slowly or whether they are moving very fast. Okay, so this was possible because of measuring the distances, measuring the lengths using the standard devices and standard units. See here, whether butterflies are flying from one place, one flower to another, or earth is revolving around the sun, or planets are revolving around the sun, okay, or blood is flowing in your body. So inside your body or around yourself, there is motion everywhere. And so, my dear friends, you need to know about that motion. I hope you have understood whatever I have taught. So this topic is completed here. If there is any doubt, definitely you are most welcome. You can contact me and clear your doubts. So let us stop here today and meet in our next video to discuss the textual exercises. Till then, goodbye. Have a nice day. Thank you.